Hi everybody, I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here with my second card for the Good Things Come in Small Packages Paper Pumpkin Kit. That was the one we got in December. Here is the card that we're going to make. And let's get started. You will see that my cards this month are pretty simple. I just tried to make a card with the pieces and parts, and you know the kit makes gift card boxes, so I just kind of had a bunch of little pieces, you know, from the boxes and stuff to work with. So I kept them kind of simple, but yet I got some elements in each one that will hopefully make it fun for you. So this card is going to start with a, let me get my pieces on, 11" by 4¼ piece of basic gray. We're going to go ahead and score it at 5½ or fold it at 5½. Crease it up real good. Let me give that another crease off my foam. I have a 2" by 5½ piece that I'm going to run through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the time-worn type embossing folder. This is also a 3D embossing folder. This one is a Stampin' Up! Branded embossing folder. So if you're going to run this through our machine, you will use plate 1 and then the plate 4, the specialty plate. And this one does not come in your kit, so you will need to, or with your machine, so you will want to buy a specialty plate to run your Stampin' Up! Embossing, 3D embossing folders through. So I've got that run through there. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this. Put a little up here in the corner. And I'm going to mount that to the right side of the card. I'm not leaving any border or anything on that. And then I've taken these pieces, the bases, the boxes for the gift cards, and I have one of the light green, one of the dark green, and one with the gray, and I've trimmed, I did it all ahead of time, but I trimmed all this off to get the pieces left in the middle, and I'm cut them 2¼ inches. And I just want them to go, you could even go a little bit longer. I just want them to, I'm going to butt them up against the left side, and I want them to come over to the right side. So I'm going to mount these on here like every other. So I'm going to put a light green, and I'm going to start them, and I'm going to go right up to the edge of the card and up to the top. And then I'm going to do a dark green. I'm going to butt it right up against it. It might help to do it this way. I'm going to butt it right up against it. Try and not get my table all full of sticky. And then I'm going to do one of the gray. So I'm going to go down the whole card and do that. Light green, dark green, gray. And I'm going to pause and finish this up so that you don't have to watch me do it. Okay, so I got these all on now. And I did remeasure. This was 2 inches, and I must have cut these just at 2 inches as well. So if you want them to go all the way over, go ahead and cut them at 2¼ But we have this 1/4 inch black by 5½ that we're going to put on here that's going to cover that. So I'm going to get out a little bit of my green glue. So it doesn't really matter if it's not big enough, but for sake of gluing it on and having it stick there really good. You might want to make it a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then go ahead and trim any off that has come over the side. If you, like a couple of these I got over the edge. My very last one had to be trimmed down. And so if you are a very precise person, you can cut your strips maybe in a different width. Although this is 5.5, it should have fit on there. Maybe not. Anyway, I gotta cut this off now. And I don't want to cut it with my good scissors, but I'm gonna have to because I don't have any gunky scissors over here. So let's trim this off. And I did put this one on with my green glue because it was such a tiny little piece to put down there at the bottom. And so there we have our card. Obviously my pieces aren't either butted right up against each other, or some of them are a little more than 1/2 inch. But it works. I like it. Then I've got a 2.5 by 3 inch piece of black that we're going to put on the front. We're going to use the light green card base for this one. Or not the card base, it's the wrapper that would go around the box. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this off at these little score marks. Because we need 2 1/4 by, let's see, I'm going to go to the 1/8. I think I just cut that. Yep, I'm going to have to cut down to the by 2 3/4. This one I have on the 1/8. This one will be on the 1/4 mark. And then we're going to just glue that onto our black cardstock. And you can go ahead and trim that down if you want to the 1/8. If you don't like this much of a black border, that works as well. Get that on there. Struggling. Okay, I'm going to trim just a little smidge off. Looks a little more even for me now. And I'm going to glue this flat onto the front after I wrap a piece of the baker's twine into a bow. Actually, I want this to be a bigger bow, so get a little more twine. Cut that off. We'll glue that flat on there. And I have one of the gray tags from the kit that we will put on the front as well. And I'm going to stamp that in the garden green. I'm going to move this down a little bit with the Good Things Come in Small Packages. right, find my foam. And I'm going to stamp it over to the right a little bit. Not quite centered, just because I'm going to put part of the tag under the string. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And tuck it under there. And then pull my string back over. I'll glue that flat onto the front. And kind of put that on there to angle. More in the center. And then I have one of the little flowers from the kit. I'm going to put a small dimensional down at the bottom by the leaves, because I'm going to put this off. I'll put part of the flower on the part that's already popped up, so you only need the dimensional under the leafy part to keep that up at the same height as the other. And then on the inside, I have a piece of soft sea foam cut to 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to use the garden green again with the congrats stamp. And I'm just going to kind of put that toward the center of the card. And now we've got ourselves a cute little baby card. I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the inside. And we're all set. So there is our second card with this paper pumpkin kit.